everybody, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. Today I wanted to have this show dedicated to basically settling a bet that a friend of mine made with me. And we were kind of having a beer and we were discussing guitars, of course, what else, right? And we were talking about whether or not it's possible for a guitarist to own only one guitar and not be tempted by any others. And my argument was no, I didn't think it was, and I couldn't come up with any friends of mine who play guitar and don't have more than one guitar. And my friend insisted that it's possible, and he's sure that there's somebody out there that has one guitar and has been playing this one guitar for more than just a couple of years. I would say like long term, but he couldn't come up with any names, by the way. So I don't know how much water his arguments is going to hold, but he thinks that there's lots of people out there that have just one guitar. So I wanted to recruit my friends and my viewers out there, and I wanted to ask you the question, and I wanted you to pipe in and comment below and tell me whether or not you or somebody that you know, and it's got to be somebody that you know well, I guess, has one guitar only and has been using this one guitar, I would say, for a minimum of 5 years or more, okay? Because sure, you can have a guitar for a few years and then switch it over to something else. That doesn't really qualify. I'm saying, you know, you've bought a guitar from when you started playing your guitar, and now maybe you're middle-aged and you still have that one guitar. You've never actually purchased any other guitars. If you fit that criteria, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me what guitar you play. I want you to tell me why you've never been tempted by another guitar. I want to know the details, because I find it very, very strange that myself as a guitarist, I'm really addicted to buying guitars. I love guitars, and I'll justify a purchase in any way I can. You know, like I'll hunt out guitars that fit the holes that I have in my collection. If I'm missing something in my collection, I'll find something to fill up that hole. This is a perfect example, you know. This is a Gibson 335, beautiful hollow body guitar. It's an excellent guitar, by the way. But, you know, did I need one? Not really. Did I want one? Absolutely. I mean, it's a great guitar. It has a unique tone that none of my other guitars can replicate. And I love it. It's a great guitar. So I ended up buying it when I had the opportunity, and added that to my collection. The other thing that has me pretty skeptical about this argument is that, you know, if you only play one guitar, that means you're eliminating either the electric side or the acoustic side completely. In other words, if you have an electric guitar and you only have one guitar, you've never played or you never owned an acoustic guitar. I find that odd. I find that hard to believe, because you're missing out a heck of a lot if you only have one side of the equation. In my lifetime, I think I've owned up till now maybe about 6 different acoustic guitars, and I've never owned more than one at a time, but I've upgraded as I've, you know, matured and gotten better, and, you know, was able to tell the difference between a crappy acoustic guitar and a good acoustic guitar. And generally, I upgraded my acoustic guitar over the years, and I have a Martin right now, which I love, and I don't feel the need to change it anytime soon. That doesn't mean that I won't, though, eventually. Who knows? But I find that, you know, missing the opportunity to play an acoustic guitar is a big hole in being a guitarist. You need to be able to play acoustic guitar. So, the other thing we were arguing about, this is kind of an offshoot to what the main argument was, right? As a sideline argument, we were also saying, you know, what are the pros and cons to owning one guitar as opposed to a collection? And so, you know, my friend brought up some good points. Basically, he mentioned the fact, like, if you have only one guitar, you're focused on that one guitar, and you're not distracted, which is true. In other words, like he was saying that if you have a Strat, for example, you're going to be playing that Strat all the time. You're going to be intimately connected to that Strat. In other words, you're going to know the ins and outs of that Strat. You're going to know the limitations. You're going to know exactly every note you can squeeze out and every sound you can squeeze out of that Strat because you've been playing it for so long. And you're not going to be distracted with other guitars, so that you can concentrate more of your time on your playing technique, which is absolutely true. I can vouch for that. I can guarantee you that, you know, a guy like me that has multiple guitars, I spend a heck of a lot of time upgrading my guitars, maintaining them, tweaking them, swapping pickups and whatnot, making sure the necks are straight, and there's always some sort of maintenance required or some sort of mod that I'm going to be looking up or trying to do. So all this time that I'm spending tweaking the guitar or searching, researching different things, I mean, that takes a lot of time away from valuable practice time that I could be using to improve my playing abilities, and God knows I can use improvement. So definitely I would say that if you have a collection of guitars, you're definitely going to be more distracted, you're definitely going to be wasting more time on maintaining your guitars, less time maybe playing the guitars, unless, you know, you have a heck of a lot of free time on your hands, which many of us don't. So that's one of the advantages to having only one guitar, and one of the disadvantages. One of the advantages to owning multiple guitars, on the other hand, on the flip side of that coin, is that you're going to have a lot more flexibility in terms of your the tonal possibilities that you have at your disposal. So if you're playing a gig, for example, and you're playing classic rock that particular night, then you have the ability to go and take a Gibson Les Paul and play that for the evening. If you're, you know, I don't know, playing something more spanky that requires a cleaner, you know, brighter tone, you can go with a Stratocaster or a Telecaster. So you have the ability to mix and match your needs to your instrument. So you can choose the instrument that's specific for that particular gig. And I've often chosen the guitars based on, you know, what I was playing that night, or even how I was feeling. Like if I was feeling tired or I had a sore back, I would leave the Les Paul at home and grab something lighter. Maybe grab a Strat or a Telecaster or a hollow body even. So you definitely, that's one up for having a collection. You know, one big advantage with having a collection is you do have the ability to tailor your needs and your tones. The disadvantage of obviously is cost. It's going to be more expensive to own a bigger collection. In my opinion, you're going to get way more fun and satisfaction out of having multiples as opposed to just one. But again, this is a very specific topic. I mean, that's my opinion. Everybody has a different opinion on this, and I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are going to comment on this and going to say you're totally wrong, and you know, you're wasting your time, and you should really just focus on one guitar. And who knows, maybe down the road I might finally realize, hey, you're right, and maybe sell my collection off and just keep my favorite. You know, the thing is, for me, what I've noticed is that sound is very subjective. And it's funny because when you're playing guitar, I've noticed this because I do have the ability to play with a couple of different instruments, but I find it very peculiar because sometimes you play an instrument and you're playing the same instrument through the same pedals, the same amplifier, and one particular night you might love the sound and think it's amazing and you've hit nirvana. And then you'll play the same combination a different night and you might not feel the same way. You're actually doubting whether or not you want to keep that instrument. And it's a very odd thing. And I think it's very closely tied into your, you know, the way you're feeling emotionally that particular night. But when you do feel that way, it's definitely an advantage if you can swap guitars and choose something else that will make you feel like you're actually enjoying playing that particular instrument because that does encourage you to play more, and it does encourage you to explore tones with that particular instrument more. And if you're getting a good vibe out of the instrument, it'll also encourage you to play better, I think. If you think you sound crappy, you're probably going to play crappy. If you think the sound is great and you're really sounding good, I think it's going to also encourage you to play better. It's kind of like the placebo effect, but I really think there's something to it. So, that's my take on all of this. And, look, we bet a little beer. I bet that if I would get more comments saying that, yeah, I only have one instrument and I love it, and this is the instrument that I own, and this is why I bought it. If I get more comments like that, I'll gladly pay him a beer. But if I get more comments saying I own more than one guitar, then hey, he owes me a beer. So I want you guys to settle this discussion for me, please. Just leave your comments below. I know you guys are going to come through for me and you're going to be honest, and I want you to be truthful and honest. I don't want you to just be on my side because you're watching my channel. I want you to be honest about it, and just tell me the truth. What do you prefer? Multiple instruments, multiple guitars, or just a single guitar and that's it? There may be some of you that have actually gotten lucky enough to find the instrument, and maybe you have a beautiful Stratocaster or Gibson Les Paul or something that's the guitar of your dreams, and you've compared every other guitar to it and never had the ability to, never got lucky enough to find something better, and maybe you were perfectly happy with that. And if you have reached that point, hats off to you guys. I mean, I'd love to be able to buy only one guitar and say that that's the only guitar that I would want to play moving forward. But unfortunately, that's not the case for me. Every guitar I have has some feature or just something about it that makes me want to play it. I mean, they're all unique. They're all very individual instruments. They all sound different, feel different, and there's different reasons why I play them. So for me, I don't see myself playing one guitar anytime soon. If there was one guitar that just sounded perfect and played perfect, I think everybody out there would be playing that type of guitar, and that's not the case. So for me, I think it's more a case of play what you need at the time. If it stops doing the job for you, you get rid of it. But I'm, again, sticking to my argument. I strongly believe that the majority of you guys out there are playing more than one guitar right now. So if I'm wrong, hey, prove me wrong, guys, but I think I'm right. So I want you guys to comment below, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, because I'll be doing quirky things like this from time to time, but most of the time I'll be reviewing gear, and I wanted to talk about this guitar in particular. I haven't ever reviewed this guitar, so that's going to be coming up as well, and a couple of amplifiers and whatnot. So stay tuned, because there'll be more great stuff coming your way. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your comments. Also, I want to thank you very much, because we're almost hitting 5,000 subscribers right now. And I want to thank each and every one of you out there for subscribing. You're really encouraging me to make other videos. And please keep on enjoying my videos. And I definitely will come through for you guys with more interesting topics. So stay tuned.